Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Danesha Williams.
And I'm Dr. Eboni Rainey.
And if this is your first time,
welcome.
And if not,
Let's talk about it. Yes. So let's get into it. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
All things real estate. Okay. So we're talking all things real estate today. So I want to go ahead and just jump into it. How has your experience been being a realtor? Because we're both realtors,
yes,
and we've been in real estate for a while now.
Right.
So we are very well versed in the market and what's going on. Tell me about your experience being in the real estate market.
I would definitely say real estate comes with a lot of information.
Okay.
Right. And that's why we consider ourselves as experts, because we have to learn so much to basically give value to our clients. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I think real estate for me has been very exciting to see people out of their comfort zone. Real estate, to be honest, has been changing for me mentally. Okay. I feel like it helped me step outside of my comfort zone. I feel like it helped me figure out ways to create experiences for clients. And I just love that about real estate, serving the community.
That is awesome. I love that. And so as far as like your experience working with, different people, right, doing showings, like what would you say would have been your biggest challenge in real estate, and how have you overcome that?
That's a great question. I would say not aligning myself with people that are ready to purchase, okay, if I'm being honest, right? Because real estate, we're commission based, so that we're all on the same page. And so as much as we want to provide value, and we do, we want people who are aware of their situation, whether it's ready or not ready, so that either way we can discern and make a plan for them, right? And I think sometimes people just like the idea of, I want to go see this house, but they don't know what that comes with, right?
Exactly.
So for me, that's kind of what I've been running up against. But how I overcome that is that I just screen my clients. And I say, listen, if you're not ready today, that's totally okay. But we can revisit this conversation once you are ready. So I don't turn them away. I build that plan with them, and then we kind of kick it off that way.
And I love that you say you build that plan with them, because I think that's the key with people that are not ready.
Right.
You have to get them ready and prepare them that, hey, you have to trust the process and you need to start somewhere.
Right.
So if you just don't start and you don't plan, then you plan to fail.
Yep.
So I love that.
Wow, thank you. And what about for you? What challenges did you overcome in real estate so far?
Honestly, I've seen it from both angles.
Okay.
From a seller's perspective and a buyer's perspective. And I've noticed that just with the change in market alone,
right,
is a challenge.
Yeah.
But understanding, buyers and sellers market, what does that look like? Higher interest rates. And I'm talking about specifically 2024.
Okay.
With the changes of what we have to deal with as realtors, meaning, our buyers have to come with more money now.
Yep. Can you talk about that?
Yes, I would love to. So with the NAR settlement, which if you're not familiar,
right,
that's the big dogs of real estate.
National Associations of Realtors.
Yes, they have determined that, sellers should not be responsible for their listing agent's commission as well as their buyer's agent commission.
Right.
So now the sellers are only responsible to pay their listing agent, but the buyers have to pay us, which it wasn't like that, unless the seller comes to an agreement that they will pay towards, that percentage. And if that's the case, the buyers have to come with more money.
Yeah.
So, that's a challenge with helping buyers understand that process and what that looks like. But the good thing about real estate and any type of sale, there's always room for negotiation.
Yep.
And I think when you help your buyers understand that, right, it becomes a little bit more easier to walk them through that process to get past that.
Yeah.
So I think that was like one of the challenges, and then just helping people understand that just because the interest rate is this today doesn't mean it's going to be that in a year or two. So like we always say,
right, date the interest rate,
marry the house. Okay,
marry the house.
Yes. Marry the house. So I would say that's one of the things, but overcoming that is just continue to educate ourselves, continue to listen to our potential sellers, potential buyers, so that way we can provide the resources that will best fit them.
Wow, that was really good. I'm so happy you expanded on the NAR situation. I was going to say, so do you think that's going to like discourage people, like buyers who might not have the money to purchase?
Of course, because at the end of the day, when you have people have been telling you for years, okay, you need to, save up $10,000 to $15,000 and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And that's whether you have down payment assistance or not.
Yeah.
But now you have to save $20,000, $30,000 now because you have to pay a portion of that to the person that's representing you.
Right.
So of course that's discouraging. But again, I feel like once you have prepared yourself for home ownership, you're now ready and capable. So don't allow something to halt you because of, not having. Maybe it's just not your time, and we will help you get there. You just have to have a plan in place, save, get to that, and you too can be a homeowner.
I love that. I'm so happy you put some light on that because I know there's going to be a lot of buyers out there who's going to be like, well, I can't afford, to pay you too, and so I want to keep you guys encouraged because, there are programs in different counties, for down payment assistance or whatever that might look like. And there's also greater opportunities to leverage, especially new construction. Mm-hmm. So my whole advice would be just to get with a professional like Eboni or myself so that way we can walk you through that process and build that plan for you.
Awesome. I love that. And so just to kind of, close out a little bit, because I feel like we've touched on from a buyer's and a seller's perspective, what other tips would you give to a potential buyer that don't know where to start or a seller that don't know where to start just to go ahead and get into the market?
That's a great question. The first advice I would say, call me.
Yes, call me. I'll be there.
But most importantly, focus on the tangibles, right? Work on that credit. Make sure you have at least a minimum of 640. I'm not a credit expert. I'm giving that disclaimer. However, I do see in a lot of transactions, 640 is like the sweet spot where you're looking for a certain assistance, right?
Yes.
And so I would say work on your credit to get it as high as possible. I would say definitely go ahead and start that savings if you haven't already. Like Eboni said, either 15 to 20, save as much as you can and then kind of let your realtor work from there.
Yes.
But the more the merrier, right? And then I would say make sure your DTI, your debt to income ratio is very low. So if you're out here spending on, unnecessary things, make that sacrifice and say, I'm going to just contribute money to my savings and I'm not going to spend it on extra nonsense. Anywho's, that's the advice I would give.
I love that you said that. And just to kind of piggyback on what Danesha said, make sure you have that savings, make sure you're preparing yourself and do your own research. I think a lot of people don't do their own research and they rely so much on the realtor, like we are by ourselves and we're going to take care of everything. No, we have a team of people that is going to get the job done. There's title company, there's the lender, there's inspectors, appraisers, everybody plays a part.
Yeah.
And I would just say trust the process.
Trust the process. And then I want to ask you one last question.
Sure.
Emily. What does that look like from a seller standpoint? Like, how can they prepare themselves for selling their home? Like, what does that look like? Can you explain?
Of course. So that starts with trusting the process initially. Okay. And I feel like for a seller, it comes initially because you, a professional like ourselves, is going to help you understand your comparative market analysis.
Okay.
The comps in the area, what to list your home for.
Right.
And I get some people like, I don't want to buy. I don't want to pay a realtor.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sell the home myself. But you're not an expert in the real estate market. Yep. We are. So there's so many benefits to using a realtor. Because even if you sell your home at $300,000, your home may be worth $375,000. And so you sell it at $300,000. The amount that you're going to pay the realtor plus get what you want for the home plus more, you will still make more having a realtor because now you have an expert that can tell you what your home is actually worth. Based on, comps in the area and so forth. So just trusting the process and letting us take the stress away from you.
The lead. That's what we're here for. We're here for you.
Yeah. So with that being said, we want to thank you all for tuning in. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you can get the notifications on our next episode. But until then, let's talk about it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.